Producing a show like Stargate SG-1 with all of its production demands and staying on schedule is a huge undertaking.
But luckily, things around here work like a well-oiled machine.
That's true. To make a show like this succeed, you need a talented group of writers, producers, directors, cast, and crew, all willing to go that extra mile.
And they also have to be willing to wake up way too early in the morning and stay way beyond sundown and way...
You're not complaining, right?
Not a chance. Me complain.
No, and that's the most important thing.
Me not complaining?
That's right. That's it.
We've actually come to the root of our problem.
So let's meet some of those people that we're talking about.
We have a total of 6 people in the art department that generates all of the concepts and the drawings. We're in direct control of the props department, where we design a lot of the props. The set decorating department, where they decorate the sets that we design. We have a huge construction department, a paint department, our own model shop. We work closely with visual effects because, again, we're very far ahead in terms of our scripts and where we're working. So we'll come up with a design and bring them in at a very early stage to see if we can do it or they can do it.
I'm James Stitcher. I'm the visual effects producer on Stargate. Here's an example of how visual effects are done on our show. This is from Nemesis. This is the bugs attacking, obviously. Our original plate, we had to shoot pretending that there were bugs in the corner, and Rick had to act as if there were bugs in the corner and fire his shotgun at the bugs in the corner. And then we pan around to find our tracking points, which is those green dots, green X's on the floor, so that as the camera comes into position, we can track the 3D camera into place. These are wireframe passes, basic sort of tracking of the set. You can see we actually built, or we used the DXF files from the art department to help us in our track. And then this is our first pass of the bugs, basically a low-res render as a test to make sure the animation is working. Then you have a number of different passes. You can see the shadows underneath and the mats combined in one pass. This was from Image Engine, I think I mentioned that. And then the final cut into the show. A lot of blowing up of the pieces as they come down, a lot of dynamics, a lot of animation in that, a lot of work for a shot that's basically 3 seconds long.
Small Victories was, at that time, was the best show for all of us in a number of different areas. We shot actually on a real Russian submarine, a Russian Foxtrot submarine. We walked into it on the first day of the Scout, and nobody could stand upright in this thing. And we're going, okay, how many days can we shoot in here? And we had to shoot people running and shooting with these what are called USAS, automatic shotguns. The very first day of shooting, I said to the camera operator, okay, what I'd really like to do is get a shot from inside the torpedo tube looking out. And he went, no, I'm claustrophobic, I can't go in there. So I looked in, the B camera operator, and he just ran out of the room. So I thought, okay, well, I can't actually ask these guys to do this if I wasn't going to do it myself. So I grabbed the camera and said, okay, guys, I'm going in. So I'm 25 feet down a steel coffin, and they close the door. Now, what happens is that it goes completely dark, with no sound, no air moving, and suddenly you're going, if they don't open that door again right now, I'm going to go insane. So I turn on the camera, and I'm looking at the numbers changing in the camera, and the door opens, and we shoot the scene, and I say cut, and they close the door again. And I went, guys, and I'm yelling, and they can't hear me because they think I'm wanting another one right now. Just know when you watch that my heart is actually touching the lens. In the show Upgrades, Carter runs into a force field. Well, we couldn't think of a way to make this happen until we came up with, and again, it was the director of photography that came up with this, saran wrap. big 4-foot pieces of saran wrap that are stretched across the hallway. So they actually are running full tilt, and they just smash into these things and fall back. And actually, if you watch Rick when he lands in it, his nose gets all mushed sideways and his face flattens out. It's a really great effect.
Crystal Skull was a big challenge for us because it involved our first virtual set. So when we went on to stage 2 at our other studio, all we were was surrounded by green screen, and we had a little walkway and a plinth where the actors could actually stand on and act, but everything else was a virtual set. We learned so much during that production that the next time we do a virtual set, it'll be much better. It's very difficult to, as you can imagine, to create a believable virtual set with depth so that the actors could interact with it as well. With the help of our great visual effects department, we were able to pull it off.
Hi, I'm Tom Wells. I'm the construction coordinator for Stargate SG-1. We build the props, we build the scenery, the construction, the paint, the model, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So come on in and we'll introduce you to some of the people that are actually doing the work. This is the model shop. When we started this off, we were doing about 10% of the models for Stargate. We're now up to probably 90% of the work is being done in-house. We're very proud of this achievement, and we're hoping to do one of the aliens sometime soon. Here we are. We've arrived into our casting room. All of these sculptures, this particular case is our Goa'uld lights for our Goa'uld ships. They're all sculpted, built, cast, and painted here, and then off to the different departments. All the staff weapons, the guns, everything is done in this shop. We do rubber castings of all the military stuff so that nobody does get hurt. We have our laser gun, which is very close to completion, and Russ, a very skilled and finicky painter that loves to get into the real details. Okay, here we are in a set for Ascensions, Episode 3, Season 5. A set where there's many ruins. We come to our main set with the laser gun that we saw. Inside, this is what protects our heroes. There's a big laser gun that we saw in the prop shop that fits on top of this, and all the energy is going to be created by visual effects, the lighting effect, and it'll be shooting outside this hole into outer space. Here we are at Stage 3 at Norco Studios, building the Friar's Room for an upcoming episode. We have the Tok'ra Caves stored in the background. And with this crew and the production designer involved, the challenge to build anything and go to a new world is ours. And it's been a lot of fun, and we hope it carries on.
My name is Christina McQuarrie, and I'm costume designer on Stargate. One of the best episodes for us was John Lennard's Memories and The Devil You Know, which was a two-parter, and we introduced some quite interesting characters. We had my favorite Red Guard, who is, I think, sitting behind me here. That was actually quite neat because it was a background character. It wasn't that prominent, but we were sort of able to just go to town on him, and he ended up to be one of our more interesting costumes that I think we've ever done, and he has reappeared many times, and that was quite wonderful. And then we had the denizens in the prison, which actually, although it was background, things like that are very, very interesting to do because they're all very textural, and you can do some fairly extreme things with it.
My job as the head of the department is to make sure that every area is covered as far as makeup is concerned. Broca Divide, it was sort of a disease that sort of created a Neanderthal appearance with the full eyebrow, like across the forehead eyebrow and the bulging forehead. Jack O'Neill's character, we went without the hair on his forehead, but he still had the Neanderthal look, and it was extremely effective because, I think Richard did a fabulous job creating that character.
I'm Ray Douglas, Special Effects Supervisor on Stargate. Get to do what everybody wants to do, is make little explosions. The nice big explosions that are especially a lot of fun. It's everything from bullet hits on people when they get shot by machine guns, by our heroes, we place in many squibs, sparking squibs. On this one we have 16 of them, and we'll show you a test of that.
1, 2, 3. There's 2 of these, which are the mechanical staffs, which have a fully mechanical head, which fire 4 small charges so they can sink the laser effect in. We'll give you a little demonstration on how they work. If Ray's ready back there. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's start on the staff.
On an episode Into the Fire that we did, there was a large gun tower that was 30 feet high that we used. On the tower, there was a Jaffa guard firing at our good guys. We had explosions all through fields, and it was quite spectacular. Then they came to us and asked us to blow up the tower, and it was a structural piece, so it was made out of steel and wood and glass and plexi and products that we normally don't put into an explosion because they're hard flying debris. So with that, we rigged it, sent everybody to a safe distance and did the explosion, and it worked out quite spectacularly.
Hey, my name's Dan Shea. I'm the stunt coordinator for Stargate. I'm Richard Dean Anderson's stunt double, Colonel O'Neill. Today we're into some fight choreography. We're trying to incorporate some Jafar Tai Chi. They tend to use their staff weapons a lot for sweeping and shooting and so on. So we're trying to incorporate that stuff into the scene. A lot of prep goes in it. It's a safety thing. Like if you're doing a ratchet pull, for example, you're jerking the human body violently backwards. So you have to work out when and how hard you're going to jerk the person back. But then you have to cut it just at the point where it's impact. So it looks like you're smashing into the wall, but in fact you're deaccelerating and kind of down the wall, and it looks hard, but in fact the stunt guy is not hitting that hard. We also have a recurring thing on the show as the technician, Sergeant Seiler, who walks around with a huge honking wrench and fixes the Stargate.
Hey, Seiler.
Hi, my name is Lynn Smith, and I'm the location manager for Stargate SG-1, and we're up here in Mount Seymour in North Vancouver, British Columbia at yet another one of our unusual locations. We have many locations that we go to for Stargate, several reoccurring locations. This is our first time up on Mount Seymour, and these are not rain towers. This is the real stuff, although it's not supposed to be raining for this shot. But we can't back out now, and we have a full day here.
We have a lot of weather problems in British Columbia, as you can see by this morning, but we take it sort of as it is, and we can make a rainy day look like a sunny day if we want to, but a lot of times we shoot it like it is. If you don't backlight rain, you don't see it. Filming is a big cheat anyway. I mean, we're going to other planets, which in reality we know we can't do too, so the challenge for us is, and a lot of the fun we have, is give us a script with a desert in it. Maybe we don't have a desert, we'll make one. We basically say to the writers, you write it and we'll figure out how to do it, and if there's something we can't overcome with budget, we go back to the writers, and Brad Wright, Jonathan Glasser when he was here, Robert Cooper, all the guys are fabulous. I mean, they're versatile, they can come up with new ideas and new ways to do stuff. So we work together as a team and we figure out how to do it, and the challenge of give us the problem, we'll solve it.
Peter Della was an actor, famous actor, long-running TV show, never listened to producers, so he became a director, so he wouldn't have to listen to producers. See how that works? See?
There are quite a lot of producers on this show, but there's only one creative consultant, and that's me. And nothing can happen creatively on the show unless I'm consulted first. So this is what we want, right? If you just go, pow, right? Yeah, you're like pulling, you're just stringing against that. You know, on this show, we have many examples of where we have to turn around a set from one look to another. Here, I'll give you an example. You'll recognize this from the episode Nemesis, where the replicator bugs come in and start making a big mess. And The silver at the top of the set is the remnants of Thor's ship, and now you see below that, and Richard Hugh Dolan and the incredibly talented art department is able to make a whole new ship here. Now, this particular ship will be a ship that is from scorched earth. See that big circle piece, that header piece? That big circle there, man, I can't believe they still have that. There's an episode called Ergo in which my dad played the character of Ergo and Togar, and the alien lab had that big circle as the centerpiece. Sometimes we scout a location and it's a beautiful sunny day and we go, the sun's going to be right there, and we'll shoot with this guy and it'll be backlit. And then we get up there and you can't see your hand in front of your face because there's so much fog. Here, I'll give you an example. Because we're such a big unit and because we have such a, we try to achieve a special look on the show that we don't usually come out and brave the elements like this. You notice we have fog today, which is limiting our view, our depth. So we were prepared to create some atmosphere with our fires and our smokers, but the big guy upstairs is had his own plan in mind, so he's created a ton of fog, so we can't see anything. So having had come up here may be for a moot point because we could have probably achieved this look in a soundstage.
Conceptually, we're on a whole bunch of different worlds, so that in itself offers a huge range. And we've come to the point now where we're given a lot of leeway. We can really go almost anywhere we like in terms of the look of the show, and that's really what we do. We can experiment, we can really go over the edge sometimes if we want to. The worlds are our oyster, basically.
They've rarely said no. We can take it as far as...
And that really expands our creative abilities, and it lets us practice everything we've ever wanted to do. And that's what's really exciting about it.
The crew we work with is amazing, and what they do on a week-to-week basis. The visual effects people, the directors, most notably Martin Wood and Peter DeLuise. You write it on the page, and you go, in your wildest dreams, you couldn't imagine it coming off the way, and it somehow turns out better. I mean, and you walk on the sets, and you're like, I imagined something a lot smaller than this, believe me. And it amazes you when you finally see it all come together.
Well, now we hope you can better understand the amount of work that goes into making a series like this.
Well-oiled machine.
Rick, I think you need it on the set.
I believe that's the most important aspect of all production.
You're right again. Go.
Camera rolling, Mark.
Carol's the best. Pound for pound.
Did you hear that?
Pound for pound,
Totally,
she is the
I'm
best
totally
actress
bet.
on this show.
Yeah, I get the most trees.
And action.
Stargate.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm ready. What? What's the line?
That's, you're doing a wonderful job.
That's a Canadian thing. It's a $2 coin.